Hi, third grade parents. This is Mrs. Bing, your assistant principal here at Crown Point. The purpose of today's video is to share with you the third grade promotion requirements in the state of Florida. We will first review the district video from Orange County, and then we will review the specific expectations for our students here at Crown Point.
Welcome to this presentation for parents about the third grade portfolio. A great deal of research indicates third grade is a critical point in the development of reading skills. Students who are not reading on grade level by third grade are at greater risk of not being career or college ready by the conclusion of high school. For this reason, the Florida legislature passed a law indicating third grade students must score a level 2 or higher on the Florida Standards Assessment in reading in order to be promoted to fourth grade. Several years ago, schools typically administered portfolio assessments in the spring to students reading below grade level to begin building a portfolio that might be used as a good cause exemption that would allow the child to be promoted to fourth grade. In recent years, schools have encountered students who are reading at or above grade level and therefore not identified as potential candidates for retention who did not take the FSA. The school has no way of knowing which students are actually answering questions on the test until the results are returned near the end of the school year. After several students who were not reading below grade level refrained from taking the FSA and then became ineligible for promotion to fourth grade, the school board determined that all students would be able to complete a portfolio over the course of the school year using classwork assignments that met the state requirements for the portfolio. There are several good cause exemptions approved by the state legislature that allow third grade students in special circumstances to be promoted despite earning a level 1 on the FSA in reading. We will be primarily talking about A3 and A4. A3 involves approved alternative assessments, while A4 addresses the portfolio. The state has approved the following assessments that, if given after the third grade FSA and if the student scores at or above the 50th percentile, may be used for a good cause exemption. The only one of these that is currently administered in Orange County Public Schools is the iReady diagnostic. However, students coming to OCPS from other school districts who have these other approved alternative assessments on their records as being administered after the third grade FSA may also be eligible for a good cause exemption. Those other approved alternative assessments include Iowa, Stat 10, Measures of Academic Progress, STAR Enterprise, and Terra Nova. As you can see, state requirements for work included in a student portfolio used for a good cause exemption in third grade are extremely detailed and very specific. For this reason, the assignments that the classroom teacher gives over the course of the third grade school year are typically not going to fit these requirements. In the event an assignment does fit these requirements, of course it can be considered for inclusion in the portfolio. The third grade required assignments that we are going to be discussing during this presentation do meet all of these requirements set forth by the state. Schools have been implementing the embedded portfolio plan for several years. Each year, changes are made based on feedback from teachers and parents. Students do not begin the required assignments until January, and the assignments conclude by mid-May. This will allow students to receive several months of reading instruction before they independently tackle assignments that use third grade level text. Questions that showed patterns of incorrect responses, even among highly skilled readers, have been eliminated. Input from third grade teachers is sought each year in order to make adjustments to the assignments. As mentioned before, the required assignments do meet the requirements of the state rule for portfolio, and therefore each third grader will be building a portfolio during the course of the school year using regular classwork assignments. All third graders will complete all 11 required assignments. Within the assignments, there are a total of 75 questions. As there are 3 pieces of evidence required for each of the 22 standards within the portfolio, this means there is an additional padding of approximately 9 questions. Questions in each assignment align with standards that have already been taught when the student completes the assignment. This will also yield helpful information for the classroom teacher. The required assignments are given in the same setting as any independent classwork assignment. They are not administered in a testing environment. While the assignments do count for a classwork grade, the district recommends that schools average all required assignment grades during the quarter and then count that one averaged grade as 10% of the overall ELA grade. This prevents the assignments from having a detrimental impact on a student's grade if the student is not experiencing success with the required assignments. Because the required assignments potentially could be used as an alternative to a secure test, the FSA, the assignments themselves may not be shared with parents. Teachers are encouraged to share the tracking sheet by standard form with parents so that parents can see which standards may require additional work. The tracking sheet by standard serves as a record of progress towards the completion of the portfolio to meet good cause exemption requirements. It is required for all third graders. The portfolio score sheet is needed only for those third graders who will be continuing with the portfolio after the FSA results have been received. One of the advantages of the embedded portfolio plan is that all students will have the opportunity to complete a third grade portfolio during the course of the school year. Previously, it would be necessary for students to attend summer school to have the opportunity to complete the portfolio. Additionally, the required assignments hopefully will alleviate many concerns about promotion and provide a safety net for students who may have testing anxiety or who are unexpectedly absent during the testing window. Finally, the embedded plan supports the classroom teacher since the statute indicates the teacher plays a role in creating the portfolio. It also assists the teacher in monitoring student mastery of standards so that instructional adjustments can be made. The third grade portfolio plan is communicated in a variety of ways. This recorded presentation, along with live and recorded webinars for teachers, coaches, and administrators, are available throughout the school year. Parents of all third graders receive a letter from the school outlining the requirements for promotion and the required assignments. Schools will be sending the same letter home with quarter one report cards. In summary, here are a few important points about third grade required assignments. Please keep in mind they are assignments and not assessments. They are not appropriate as a summative measure or as a teaching tool. Reviewing incorrect answers with students is not the best use of instructional time. Third grade teachers have far more meaningful ways to teach the standards. Required assignments may not be sent home with students or given to parents, as this would compromise the integrity of third grade portfolios across the district. The tracking sheet by standard must transfer with each student if a student moves. All schools are required to maintain the tracking sheet by standard for each third grade student. Finally, the required assignments provide the minimum evidence needed for the portfolio. Some students may need additional opportunities in the spring to successfully complete a portfolio. Additional information will be provided to teachers in the spring to support those endeavors, and parents are always involved in those decisions. A number of resources are available for those who have questions about the third grade portfolio, required assignments, or good cause exemptions. Parents should first contact their child's third grade teacher and administrators at the school to have questions answered. School staff have a number of district resources available, including Carla Owens in Academic and Guidance Services for questions about promotion, good cause exemptions, and acceleration. Questions about the third grade portfolio may be directed to Michelle Platzer in Elementary Curriculum and Instruction. Thank you very much for joining us for this presentation today, and have a great year.
At Crown Point, we utilize 3 alternative assessment options for students who have not passed the FSA. First, there's iReady. So we take iReady 3 times per year. The spring iReady assessment that's taken in May is the assessment that counts towards promotion. Second, we have NWEA. We will provide third grade students who have not passed the iReady diagnostic an opportunity to complete the NWA so that they have an additional option to be promoted. And then the last option is that portfolio requirement. Since the portfolio requirement requires 11 assignments to be completed, we start that process in February so that we have it in case a student passes that option before they take the FSA. For mobile students, they will be required to take the alternative assessments on campus. Now, for the fall and winter iReady and NWA assessments, we did allow for students to take them at home. But for third grade students, for that state requirement, they would have to come on campus if they are taking the iReady or NWEA assessments to be used as an alternative assessment for promotion requirements. Same thing with the portfolio assignments. As you can see on the screen, there are multiple dates that we'll be offering beginning in February for students to come in and start taking those assignments. Now, although it is too early to say whether or not your student has passed the FSA or not, since they haven't taken it yet, it's a good idea to go ahead and get your student in the building to begin taking these assessments. That way, if it does come to a point where they need those assessments, they will have already started the process because they cannot be completed all at once. So we have to get that process started pretty early so that the 11 assignments can get completed before the end of the year. So we will start having those days beginning on February 4th. It'll be on Thursdays, every other Thursday from 3:30 to 4:30. You would sign up on Sign Up Genius. A link is going to be provided for you on the screen. You would bring your student in and we'll give them those opportunities to begin taking those assessments. Once they've taken the assessment, we will provide it back to their teacher and they will complete the tracking sheet that was mentioned in the Orange County video. So we'll still follow the same protocols. We just need the students in the building to ensure that we're providing a secure testing environment. As you can see on the screen, here is our contact information. I have included all the email addresses of our entire third grade team. Ms. Daniels is the third grade team lead. You can reach out to any member of the curriculum team or Ms. Daniels if you have any general questions, specific questions about your student and their progress. You definitely want to reach out to your specific teacher first because they will be keeping those tracking sheets on each student. I know it's a lot of information. However, just keep in mind that we are going to provide your student with as many opportunities to be promoted as we can with those alternative assessment options. So even if they are not able to pass that FSA on the first try, there are other options. And most students, a lot of students do pass on the FSA. And then there are lots of students that pass with the NWA, the iReady, and even the portfolio requirement. So there are options. So we don't want you to stress about them. Just make sure that you ask as many questions as you need to and try to get your students in to take those portfolio assessments as soon as possible. It's okay if you can't come to all the dates, come to the dates that you can, and we will catch them up as the best that we can. Thank you guys, and you have a good day.